Hey, welcome to the video. I think you know what time it is because I definitely know what time it is. It's the Gintama Arc Review Series, aka GARS. I know, it's not the best acronym, but that's what we're gonna roll with because I've been rolling with it for the past year. More than a year now, actually. What am I doing? All right, let's go. Let's jump into the video now. Let's dive in. Let's skydive into the intro. Let's do it. Actually, I don't really have an intro. Maybe I should get an intro. Okay, I need to shut up. Let's go. Oh, also, I didn't mention it in my intro. I guess that was my intro. Yeah. I didn't mention it in my intro, but this arc has 11 manga chapters and 5 anime episodes. So it's kind of a middle-length arc. A rare one. We don't usually get those. So let's enjoy it. This week's first episode is a rare occurrence where the odd trio aren't on screen at all. Actually, perhaps even more rare, Gintoki doesn't complain about it. In their stead is the Shinsengumi, yanking those main character positions from under their noses. Ito Kamotaro is a member of the Shinsengumi who Kondo hired roughly a year ago. Yet he was suspiciously never so much as mentioned by the Shinsengumi, which is veering eerily close to retcon territory. Not quite, but close. His appearances inside the headquarters are rather sparse, as he's often out on jobs benefiting the Shinsengumi. This time around, his goal was to convince the Bakufu to loosen their purse strings, as Kondo puts it. Because of their newfound additions to the treasury, Ito decides to purchase some new swords. Sorry. Ito decides to blow the cash on gimmicks, like Kondo's, which triples as a lint roller and an MP3 player. Yes, yes, you heard that right. An MP3 player. And a lint roller. Come on! Okay. Okay. Maybe I'm being overdramatic. I love Gintama. Okay. I love it. Preface that. Or postface that? Is that a word? Is that a saying people use? And say, I do love Gintama. On his way back, Ito discovers an unusually pitiful sight. A groveling Hijikata. Well, it's not quite Hijikata, much rather Toshi. A being born of the cursed blade Hijikata recently purchased, which possesses the user, turning them into an otaku. This resulted in some pretty hilarious scenes, like Hijikata declaring his love for To Love Ru. You know, like To Love Ru, the literal ecchi manga. Yes, that one, yeah. Or the fact that Hijikata basically had a sleepover with the guy who was supposed to be being tortured. Some amazing scenes right there. This obviously seems like nothing more than a rather annoying inconvenience at first, until after given enough time, you realize this blade will soon overrun your own personality and replace it, effectively killing you in the process. Not only was the blade slowly murdering our vice chief, but was also destroying the Shinsengumi from the inside. The Kyukucho Hato are the 45 rules the Shinsengumi are built upon, with Hijikata being the very creator of them. This fact is only branded deeper as he is carelessly seen breaking many without a care in the world. Because of this, as a chain reaction, the members' once resolute minds did not take long to begin wavering. Toshi, who was simply used as a gag at first, quickly turns into something truly terrifying. Which is a great flip and inspires some genuine horror. Something that could not be defeated with simple brute force or talents was rearing its ugly head and destroying the Shinsengumi from the inside. Speaking of destroying the Shinsengumi, let's jump back to Ito, who, yes, is also a second villainous factor at work. Ito is attempting to overtake the Shinsengumi as a stepping stone to, in turn, take over the country and prove his worth. Why, though? Well, his childhood could be the reason. I will get into the flashback, but before that... Who the hell thought this hair would be a good idea? What? What is this? What is this? You can't have the messy anime hair when you have a ponytail. Where is that extra hair coming from? Excuse me? What? I could hardly even focus on the flashback because of his hair. It doesn't make any sense. But okay. Let's dial it back. We're gonna jump into the flashback now, okay? Throughout his life, all he's ever wanted was to be acknowledged by others. Actually, that's not quite correct. In reality, all the guy ever wanted was just some friendship. Someone to stand by his side, someone to laugh with and enjoy life with. Yet, unfortunately, Ito had a wondrous array of assholes in his childhood. Whether that be his classmates who bullied him no matter what he did, or, and I think this does surpass the bullying, his absolute bitch of a mom. Let me read a quote for you from her, okay? This is talking about Ito. No matter how brilliant our second son is, it's just a waste of talent. Takahisa, Ito's brother, wasn't born to have everything taken away from him by Kamotaro. I'm sure he took everything away from Takahisa while he was in my womb. I wish he was never born. Oh, you bitch. You bitch. Yes. I understand. This was from back in the day where superstitions were running rampant. But still. Oh my goodness. All I have to say is just, I'm glad. I am very, very glad I was not born back then. With this mess of a childhood, it's not so crazy to think that his mind would end up so diluted that he would amass the desire to overtake the country to prove himself. For the time being, Kondo decides to fire the vice chief from the Shinsengumi because of his actions, and along with Ito and many other Shinsengumi, they leave via train to Kondo's hometown in hopes of recruiting some new members. That was the plan, at least. On the way, Ito decides now is the perfect time to enact his plan to overtake the Shinsengumi and threatens Kondo's life. Luckily, the Oddjobs finally make their appearance, who are aware of this very plan down to the very last detail, so they enact some Grand Theft Auto in this bitch and haul ass to the train. Hold up. How are they aware of this information again? Okay, so Hijikata pleads for them to save the Shinsengumi before reverting back to Toshi. Alright. And in the police cruiser, one of the members of Ito's faction informs them of every last tiny detail regarding Ito's plan to overtake the Shinsengumi, covering their need to kill Hijikata and Kondo, making it look as if the anti-foreigner faction members did it, and even which train they're on. Wait, hold up. What? This is what I, in my humble opinion, believe to be good old plot convenience. The man on the transponder, a member of Ito's faction nonetheless, should definitely not have gone about explaining this entire plan to someone who should already know. This should just be another member of Ito's faction. The best part is, Kagura even spoke to him, which I remind you, the Shinsengumi has no women. But keep in mind, the argument could be made in Sorachi's favor again. This could be explained as a member of Hijikata's faction going undercover, which is why he would be so willing to inform the other end of their actions. But, okay, there are far too many unknowns in this situation. First of all, if this is a member of Hijikata's faction, who the hell is it? Shouldn't they have more focus, or at least a scene showcasing them? As the scene plays out and the moments give rise, more and more of this possibility becomes a wide stretch. Well then, let's continue to the meats of this arc, and by meats, I mean human meats, and by that I mean corpses. This is by far the most death we have ever seen in Gintama. Death, and more death envelops the Shinsengumi's train, as well as its surroundings. Be it from Sogo on a bloodlustful frenzy, the array of vehicles exploding, or just the countless individual battles at play. Again, it is a huge shame we don't know any of these characters besides Ito, of course. That is why I'm always so insistent that we get to know more characters from the Shinsengumi. Or maybe Sorachi just to be a little more bold with the lesser known characters' lives. Now, obviously this is mainly a comedy, and I'm in no way expecting something to the degree of Attack on Titan. But look at Attack on Titan. Yes, the world building is immaculate, but to top that off, nobody is safe, which creates that realistic and grounded world. And yeah, I know it would be more difficult to ease you into that comedic tone if tons of known members would have perished just the last arc. But shouldn't that be how it was anyway? Let me jump to the end of the arc really quick. A funeral did happen, only not for the countless lives that were lost in the war. No, are you kidding me? No, this was for Matsudaira's dog. Yeah, I mean, granted, that scene was amazing and I laughed my ass off during it, But when you think about it, none of those sacrifices were even mentioned in this funeral scene. I don't know, in my opinion, I just think this was kind of the wrong move tone-wise. Anyway, though, I was talking about the train chase, right? Accompanied by the stellar sound design, I mean, just listen to this. Oh, god damn. We need to get the person who did that scene in One Piece. Come on, please. Please, change out those awful sound effects from One Piece, for the love of God. Kondo is faced with the harsh reality that he may never see the real Hijikata Toshiro he knows, no, he loves ever again. Of course, though, after a valiant display from Toshi pleading for Kondo to live, he transitioned into Hijikata and chased Ito onto the train. One problem, though. This train was on a collision course with an explosive end, as puppeteered by Banzai himself. Speaking of Banzai, he made good on his declaration from the Benizakura arc about desiring to duel Gintoki, and he took that chance immediately. And oh baby, the animation, the choreography, the swordplay, fantastic. Some of the best animation and choreography we've seen from, what was I doing here? There's dual wielding swords. I'm Kirito now. Some of the absolute best swordplay we've seen from Gintama, straight up. It's only when those damn strings of Banzais are involved that it gets a little weird. Banzai claims that if you struggle against them, it'll rip your limbs off, yet that didn't happen. During my initial reaction, on my second channel by the way, Kazu2, check it out, I came down to two options. Either 1, Gintoki harnessed the power of friendship, or 2, Banzai was bluffing. Only I doubt it was the latter, since Banzai even states in his mind they're as strong as steel, so I think it's safe to assume Gintoki borrowed a bit of Natsu strength on this one. Also, you know how I said things got kinda weird with the strings? Well, that continues. First off, somehow Gintoki is pinning Banzai into the cockpit of the helicopter. I'm really unsure of how this happened. Next, Banzai pushes Gintoki off the chopper, yet once again, I have no idea how this happened, but somehow Gintoki managed to miraculously tie Banzai to the helicopter without him even noticing, and these strings Gintoki was able to break apart from pulls the whole thing down. You see what I mean? This fight felt like it was incredibly slapdash and just overall messy. Speaking of messy, can I just say the overuse of bad aim from the enemies in this arc was reaching the point of being, well, I'll just let my past self speak here. Every single time there was a guy who had a perfect shot on one of the members of the Shinsengumi, he just fumbled the bag so hard. And it happened so often that it just made me less invested in the arc, because it's like, well, okay, well, is there even any stakes right now? Which, okay, Ito did die, so there were stakes. But it took him, you know what the funny thing is? It took Ito to jump in front of the bullets to actually get hit by them. That's how bad they were aiming. You may think I was exaggerating, since I mean, they were mostly Gatling guns, which tend to have notoriously awful aim. I shit you not though, every moment there was a flurry of bullets targeting someone, from the enemies of course, their brains started working in reverse, and created a silhouette of the characters out of bullet holes, out of their surroundings. Anyway, after finally being pierced multiple times, a bloodied Ito reconciles with Hijikata. The Shinsengumi decide to not let him die a traitor's death, but a fellow comrade's. The duo end their bouts in one slash, as Ito expresses his dying words. The sounds of explosions, battle cries, and gunfire polluting the foothills could no longer be heard. It was as if time itself had stopped to listen in on this misguided samurai's dying breath. Ito Kamotaro concluded his life with a simple, yet cathartic, thank you. For watching the video. Oh my god. That was the best segue of my career. That's it. I've done it. Goodbye, everyone. Have a good day. See you later. Woo, I did it. forgot I still have to do the outro and my final thoughts. Okay. Alright. Okay, so overall, I did have a lot of negative things to say about it, and I didn't really get into the emotional bits. This arc did make me emotional. It made me tear up, which says a lot. And I think that at least earns it above the hard-boiled detective arc, which I have it at a 6.5 right now, I think. So, because of that, I'll do a 7. I'll give it a 7. I'll put it on the same tier as the, what's it called? Horror Memory Loss arc. So, there you have it. The Shinsengumi Crisis arc from me in GARS is concluded as a 7 out of 10. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you all. Seriously, thank you so much for sticking around. That's about it for me. So, see you later guys. Peace. I shot you. Sorry. Bye.